Here at Eclipse Holsters, we make gun holsters. We make inside and outside the waistband holsters. Really, we're taking Kydex, we're forming it over molds, and we're making absolutely exceptional carry holsters for your firearms. The primary mission that we have here is to make the best concealed carry holster we can, to ship it to you in 3 business days or less with a lifetime guarantee. Our heart is to just reach the girl who 13 years ago just wanted to go to the range with her holster, and because I couldn't easily, I built an entire company. I am Jessica Hazelaar.
And Joseph Hazelaar.
And we are the owners of Eclipse Holsters. So Eclipse Holsters started kind of as an accident. He bought me a gun, my very first gun, back in 2013. He bought me the M&P Shield for a Christmas present. He took me to the range and I absolutely fell in love with handling a gun and shooting. It actually surprised me. I was very uncomfortable around them, and then all of a sudden I completely loved them. At the time, there were no holsters on the market that you could easily purchase for the Shield. I finally found a company that said that they could make one for my Shield, but it was going to take 4 months. Why would it take 4 months to make a holster? And what does it take to make a holster? I started Googling how do you make a holster, and I watched lots of hours of YouTube laying in bed, watched enough videos, and I said to him one day, I think I'm gonna try to make a holster. Went to the basement, made a holster 2 months sooner than the one that I had ordered was even about to ship. So I canceled my initial order, I never actually got that holster, and came out of the basement with this outside the waistband for the M&P Shield. We took it to the range and people noticed this Kydex holster and said, hey, maybe could you try to make me one? And I was too naive to say no, so I said yes to everybody and kind of fell in love with the process. So over the course of several weeks and months, I made holsters for friends and family, and we decided maybe we can make this into a business. We made a chart that was 100 on a thermostat and figured if we could sell it to 100 strangers, we would turn this little hobby in my basement into a business.
That took a very long process. We didn't know any better, and if we would have known any better, we probably would have never started the business, and so I'm so thankful that we didn't know any better.
Oh man, just the growth of the mistakes. It's learning from your mistakes and not letting those mistakes stop you dead in your tracks and say, this is as far as I'm going, and now I've made so many mistakes that I'm done. Deciding, okay, that was a mistake. We didn't do it correctly, so what does it take to do it correctly? And that is literally what has developed Eclipse Holsters into where we are today.
She was the first person to say, what about a floral print? Or what about pink accents, or something that's not so manly and military? Things that I would have never thought of, nor would I have ever brought to market. Things that I probably would have scoffed at, 10 years ago.
Oh, he did a few times.
Probably, probably. And she has really shown me a completely different marketplace. To me, that's, I don't know, one of my biggest accolades to this woman of what she's done for this business over time. From the time you hit checkout on your order, within 3 business days or less, we have already manufactured your custom holster, and we're going to ship it 2-day FedEx Air to you. So if you order it on a Monday, most likely it's arriving to you either Thursday or Friday at your door. We have a state-of-the-art website that now when you're on it, you can actually see in real time as you change out colors and clips. So you can really see exactly what your holster is going to look like in real time before you hit that checkout. We have a lifetime, anything. I don't care, your dog chewed it up, you left it inside your car and it got torched, whatever it is, we don't care the excuse. If it has the Eclipse logo on it, you're going to replace it, refund it, fix it, do whatever it takes to be able to do that.
Since I was like 2 years old, my entire love and passion has been for everything having to do with space and NASA and rockets. I love it, I'm obsessed with it. When we did kind of have this idea for a company and it needed a name, and we were like saying it back and forth, and he said Eclipse Holsters. Nailed it. 13 years later, I love it. I love it so much. Eclipse, it's perfect. All of our products are named after something having to do with space. So if you've ever owned one of our holsters and you have the wing on it, it's actually called the Mod Wing. We call it the Delta Wing. The Delta is the name of the space shuttle's wing. It's called the Delta Wings, the Intrepid, the Eagle. So many of our product names, everything has to do with space. So if you go deep dive and you want to nerd out, it's there.
See if you can spot them.
Yeah, one day I think I will make it.
I think I'm obligated at some point.
Yeah, I think
especially
I might
with the
make
new
it
commercial flights that at some point before we both pass away, I'll
Yeah.
be able to shoot her out there.
Because of this business and me constantly putting all the space facts out there and nerding out on social media, over the years I've had some pretty incredible things sent to me from people who have retired from NASA, people who worked with NASA's SWAT team, people whose parents worked for NASA. So the walls of our shop are actually adorned with some beautiful pieces that came from people who honor my passion and love for it and have sent it to me. The very first holster that was ever ordered on eBay. So I wrote a thank you note and I just said thank you so much for choosing me out of everybody you could buy a holster from. 13 years later, we handwrite a thank you note on every single order. We truly believe that it is your right to carry a firearm and protect yourself. But this is so much more than making a Kydex holster. The span of can I make a holster has grown so beyond what we first started. Our heart is for people, and we happened to start a side hustle that grew into a company that now we get to do together full time. We get so much joy out of it, not because we love to make things out of Kydex, but because we get to touch people's lives now in a way that we didn't have access to before, and it brings us more joy doing this than anything we've ever done in our entire lives.
Awesome.
That's it.
Perfect.
Done, nailed it.